Good morning, children. Next, our topic is about after hydrophytes, mesophytes. Already we have seen hydrophyte as well as xerophyte plants. Is it or not? So today we are going to see about next topic is mesophytes. Mesophytes is are nothing but moderate growing condition plants are named as mesophyte. Meso means moderate. Phytes means plants. So moderate condition plants enough wet and dry, whatever it is, it can be acceptable and they can be growing. So such a types of plants are called as moderate condition plants. Okay, so they are named here as mesophytes. Okay, now common land plants nearby our surroundings, our environment, some of the plants used to be there. Is it or not? Hibiscus like maize, such a plants are named as mesophytic plants. Okay, so they can accept water as well as the dryness also. Okay, next one, the morphological adaptations of mesophyte. Morphological, we already have told you, external structure of the plant can be analyzed. So here the root system of the mesophyte is well developed. So they consist of root caps as well as root hairs, and stems are generally aerial, stout as well as highly branched. So aerial means above the soil level, stout means so somewhat wider, and highly branched means lot of branches in the stems you can find in this type of plants. So leaves here large, broad as well as thin, and as well as different shapes can be found in the mesophytic plants. Okay, so you can see the plant shapes based on the different types of plants. For example, hibiscus, it is a reticulate venation, or maize, you can see the parallel venation. So the arrangements can be differ as well as the shape of the leaf also will be differed here. Okay, so next, anatomical adaptation of mesophyte. Here anatomical means internal structures, tissues as well as arrangements of the plants. So here cuticle is the outer layer present in the aerial part of the plant. So they are well developed. And next one, epidermis is well developed. Stomata is present on the both as well as upper epidermis as well as lower epidermis, we will be saying. So both also present in the plants. So the both the layers also will consist of stomata for the exchanging of gases. Okay. So here the mesophyll, the center region below the epidermis, uh, it is classified into two parenchymatic cells. One is palisade parenchyma and another one is spongy parenchyma. Palisade is elongated and the spongy is a irregular shaped parenchymatic cells. Okay. Next, vascular tissues, the xylem as well as phloem is well developed as well easily can be differentiated. Okay, so these are all some of the anatomical characteristics of mesophytes. Next, physiological adaptation. All the physiological processes, that is photosynthesis, respiration processes, are normal. So here temporary wilting can be taking place at the room temperature when there is water scarcity, when there is a limited or absence of water. So the temporary wilting means dryness of the plants. So it can be taking place when they are placed in the room temperature. Okay, so these are all the characteristics of mesophytes. Next topic is about epiphytes. Already we have learnt in the previous topics what is epiphyte and what are all the example for it. So here also once again you can see what is epiphyte. Epi means outer, phytes means the outer surface of the plant. Some of the plants used to be growing, so that plants are called as epiphytic plants. So here it is also found use the shelter but not the food. Okay, so they will be need plants, another plant for only for the support alone, not for the food. Okay, so it is found in the tropical rainforest. Example, you can say orchids, linus, hanging moss as well as money plant. Okay, so these are all some of the examples for epiphytic plant. This is orchid, hanging moss, linus as well as money plant. Okay, these are some of the examples for epiphytic plants. Here what are all the morphological adaptations means root system is well developed. Here two types of root you can find. One is clinging root, that is used to fix the plant to the epiphytic plant, and another one, it is also gives the support to the object. An aerial root, what is the important function means a special type of root. It is green colored root. What is the use of it means it hangs downwardly. So observe the moisture from the atmosphere with the help of the tissue that is named as special tissue, spongy tissue. It is named as velamen tissue. Help to absorb the moisture from the atmosphere and it is utilized. Okay, so two different types of roots are there. One is for fixing and another one is for absorbing moisture. Okay, next some of the epiphytic plants are succulent. Succulent means watery as well as fleshy. So such types are maybe pseudo bulb or pseudo tubers. The leaves are lesser in number, so very less in number. If it is present, it is fleshy as well as leathery. Okay, and mimicrophyly is found here. Why it is means to prevent from them from the predators, from the enemies. Okay, so fruits as well as seeds are very small, so they are dispersed by the agents that is wind, insects as well as birds. Okay, so these are all some of the morphological characters of epiphytic plants. So here they have been given the TS structure of aerial root of orchid plant. Okay, so here outer surface single layer of epidermis, and into it you can find this region, this greenish region, a tissue that is named as filament, spongy tissue, help to absorb the moisture from the air, and below to that you can find another one single layer that is named as exodermis, and below to the exodermis you can find a region that is named as cortex region, and into it have the endodermis. Up to these endodermis is a cortex region. Okay, so that is I have told you mesophyll tissues, is it or not? So up to this is mesophyll. So up to endodermis elongated cells are present. Okay, into it you can find the red color layer that is named as pericycle layer. Okay, and into this pericycle only you will be saying the vascular tissue, that is nothing but phloem as well as xylem. Okay, so here it is having pith at the center region, and xylem is present in a smaller size to larger size. This is xylem. So here young one is named as protoxylem and matured one it is named as metaxylem, and in between these two xylem region you can find this, that is nothing but phloem. This greenish one it's shown now, so that is nothing but phloem. So xylem phloem it used to be arranged. So already you have learnt in 11th standard the arrangement of vascular bundle, is it or not? That is exarch as well as entire condition as well as is found, is it or not? So here, and in between these xylem as well as phloem there is a connective tissue that is nothing but is named as conjunctive tissue. Okay, and center region it is occupied by pith. Okay, so this is epidermis, velamen tissue, exodermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, xylem, phloem, conjunctive tissue, and this is pith. So this is the TS structure of orchid plants. Okay, so next one, anatomical adaptations of epiphytes. Here multi-layered of epidermis is present in anatomical structure. So the inner to the velamen tissue you can find the exodermis layer, already I have shown you, and presence of thick cuticle, and it consists of sunken stomata, that is tumble shaped structure of stomata, help to reduce the transpiration in the plants, that is excess of water cannot be have to be sent out, so that process is named as transpiration. So this reduces the transpiration process due to the presence of sunken stomata. And succulent epiphyte is well developed. It is made up of paranematous cells. What is the use of these succulent paranematous cells means to store the enough amount of water in them. Okay, so these are all of the anatomical characteristics of epiphytic plants. Okay, thank you.